Now that Love Island has wrapped, we got to get into these attachment styles because some of y'all are Kaylor, some of y'all are Serena. Are you a Janae? Could you be a Leah? Now the girl, your therapist, is going to get into it all about now. Now before we start this video, make sure you hit that like, that notification bell right about now. Okay? Now, all of us are Serena. Yes, you may not want to admit it, but you are Serena. Okay? We've all been through things, relationships, hurt, pain, trauma that is controlling us at some point of our lives. Some of us have healed from it. Some of us have overcome it. But there are times when it comes up to the surface. And as you are trying to get into a healthy relationship with friends, family, reconnect with people, your trauma comes to the surface. And throughout this season, we have seen Serena perpetuate all of us. Okay, I know at times I have been critical of Serena because as a therapist, I see it. And I think people do not want to admit or look at and turn that mirror to yourself. You have the impulsivity at times. You have the reactive behavior. You have the emotional dysregulation, the times where you are triggered. Okay, we've seen her go up and down that roller coaster of emotions, the healing, the hurt, the trauma can't take control of her. And so let's take it to the beginning. When Serena first came into the villa, we saw her goofy side. We saw her funny side. We saw all of that. But as Cordell started to get closer and closer, we saw that avoidant attachment style come in because she has been hurt over and over again, so much so that that other person's stuff, because of those other men, other people in her life, she was not able to connect with Cordell. The gap in between here is that trauma. That is what kept her from Cordell on this side, Cordell here, and her in between, because you see Cordell wanted to get closer and closer, but the trauma in between would not allow her to really let herself give in to him. And so over time, we see how she recognizes, I want to be with him. It wasn't until maybe Casa. Of course, Casa was a catalyst for a lot of things, because once Casa comes into place, it's pretty much a shit show after that. Okay, now is when Casa happens, she starts to recognize, oh, I really do like him. And even outside of her relationship with Cordell, you see her really develop a bond, I think primarily between Leah and Janae. I think it was something there with Kaylor and Nicole, and those are the main ones, Liv. But I think her ace boom coon was Janae, and it was Leah. Okay, even at times, her emotional dysregulation would not allow herself to listen to them at times. We even saw Leah chase after her and try and stop her from that big blow up with her and Cordell, but the trauma had her. The trauma had her in a chokehold. Okay, and it took her to let me simmer down. Let me get my bearings. And depending on what side you are on, some people feel like she was in the wrong. Other people feel like he was in the wrong. Okay, we gonna say they both made mistakes. He maybe didn't communicate correctly. She didn't communicate that well. But was there one person who was the primary one who was wrong? Me personally, I don't think so. I think there were mistakes made on both parts. And production. We're not going to forget production manipulates, okay? It shows like this that you really don't see a lot of Black women getting to the top, winning, having connections. Some people feel like production played in the faces of Janae too, and we're going to get into that, okay? But I think we are all, different parts of ourselves can connect to different women on this show. And if you are a therapist watching this and you're into different parts, IFS therapy, because I am not, but I'm familiar, okay? There are different parts of ourselves that these women connect within us. You may at one point been a Kaylor, Okay. And now Kaylor has a very anxious attachment style. And she's with someone who has a very people-pleasing self. Aaron, fuck. Okay, how many times did we see that? Aaron, fuck. Because she has an anxious attachment style. And I knew so many times she was gonna run back. Even when he came back from Casa, girl, can you just play it up for a little bit? Give it a day. Let him gravel a little bit. Okay, but she went right back to him. And he is a people pleaser. I think he got caught up in having some, he's very immature. He doesn't have emotional intelligence. I don't see how they really make it outside of here, especially living in two separate places. That anxious attachment style that Kaylor has needs to be fed. Okay, and him living in another country, on another continent, having a relationship with someone who is anxious and him being a people pleaser, once again, I can see him getting caught up in the candy store, the allure of people giving him attention and just acquiescing to that individual's needs, and he will get caught up again, especially with all this fame. That is one thing. These people don't know how much this fame, how much impact they have on the internet, pop culture, and now they're going to find out. And some of them will not be able to handle all that attention, all that pressure, and we might see some cracks. But Kaylor is anxious, okay? And I wonder about, her birth order. I wonder about her family relationships, growing up in a small town, how that made her so anxious for the reassurance from men, okay? Now, as much as she is anxious, the other girl, Hannah, was also anxious. But it didn't feel like Kaylor needed the reassurance of the women. I think she had their support, but Hannah to me was someone who needed the constant reassurance from the women that she was good enough. She didn't have any self-esteem at all. Okay, we saw that over and over again. But when it comes to Kaylor and Aaron, I don't really think they'll last because of that anxious attachment style and that people-pleasing stuff that Aaron has. And if you watch the After Sun, let me tell you, the way that boy got up off that couch when Rob came up, he was more excited to see Rob than be on the show with Kaylor. Okay? Did y'all clock that? Because I sure did. Okay? Now, Janae. Let's get into Janae. Okay? Some people feel like Kenny is really into her. Other people do not. Janae is anxious. She has an anxious attachment style. Every other breath is when we getting married, when we gonna make babies. Okay? And she's so intelligent, but I feel like at times she dumbs herself down for the attention of Kenny, for the attention of these men. And some people might feel like she got played because it took her forever for a production to find her a love connection. Other people might feel like she should have went home a long time ago. Now, when it came to, them winning, I knew they wasn't going to win. Okay. But Janae has a very anxious attachment style. I want to see her confidence rise. I want to see her embrace the beautiful black chocolate girl that she is. But it just feels like she needs reassurance from Kenny. And Kenny himself at times comes off very passive. I'm not quite sure that Kenny is really into her the way she's into Kenny. If he's there for TV, a good time. I'm curious to see how they make it at the, once the show has wrapped. Is she gonna go to Dallas and be with him? I can see her doing that, but will it work? Will it work? And now Leah and Miguel. Leah is impulsive. Okay, she's impulsive. I think she doesn't have the best emotional intelligence. Miguel is for Miguel. Do I think he really likes her? Yes. But once again, these two people live where again? Not in the same area. I think he at times has a wandering eye, and I think Leah is anxious. All of these women to me this season were anxious. Maybe Liv was the most secure out of all of them, but I don't feel like there were any secure attachment styles on this show. Okay. Now, when it comes to the finale, I thought it was going to be Let's start from fourth place. Okay. I thought it was going to be Jana and Kenny. Then I thought it was going to be Leah and Miguel in third. Second, I thought Kendall and Nicole. And I knew first place was going to be Serena and Cordell. Did I say Nicole and Kendall? Yes. I knew it was going to be them based off of the things from social media. People love them. And they really do fit the narrative of what Love Island is. When you see them from the beginning, they're the only couple from the beginning now to the end. We've seen the ups and downs. We've seen them connect, disconnect, come back together, grow. When you look at the branding of Love Island, they are what the couple is, what the winner is. And when you also saw them on their date, I'm like, they put a lot of effort into that date. I ain't seen them put that effort into them parasailing, them the whatever them things are not mopeds. What Leah and Miguel did, I ain't see that level of effort. But when they said they shot, I cannot talk. When they had the slideshow of the memories, all that, I was like, they gonna win. They gonna win. But yeah, these are my thoughts. I think there's a lot of anxious attachment styles. Nicole not saying I love you to, Nicole not saying I love you to Kendall. That was a red flag. And I wonder when she really said it, was it because of pressure or was it because she was really in love with him? She also has a very avoidant attachment style. She's been hurt a lot. Okay. Now, side note, apparently Kendall was exposed last night on Twitter for having, I'm not going to say, but yeah, he was exposed on Twitter. They tried to out him, apparently. But that ain't none of my business because I don't care about nobody's sexuality over here. Okay, do you love who you love, okay? But let me know your thoughts about these attachment styles. Do you see yourself in any of these people? Have you ever been a Kaylor? Are you currently Serena, Leah, Liv, Hannah, Nicole? Okay, but let me know your thoughts because of course I want to know. Leave it in the comments and make sure you hit that like, subscribe, and I will see you next time. Bye.